Hi traders, in this video I'm going to go through how to trade US dollar CAD. We're going to take a look at some data because there's some pretty important data coming up, and then we're going to take a look at the chart. So let's go through the topic of today. So what topic do you want me to discuss in the future? Obviously I want to get your feedback. Let me know in the comment section what is something that you want me to discuss and want me to discuss in depth, and I can build a list of what I can cover in the future. Now let's go to the high impact data today. Why is the Bank of Canada going to essentially cut interest rates from 4.75% to 4.5%? And it all comes down to the unemployment rate in Canada at the moment, which has surged over the past year. We can see that we were down at very low rates around about 5.5%, and now we're up towards 6.4% on the unemployment rate. And the Bank of Canada don't want to let this go too far out of control. If you flip that and we look at the employment rate, which I haven't got here right now, but if you go and have a look at the employment rate in Canada, it's still very low. So what they're trying to do is decrease interest rates in order to improve the employment situation in Canada. Okay. Now, I've just added the strength and weakness table on here just to show you that CAD is still a weak currency and is getting weaker at the moment. Now, let's have a little look at some COT reports then. So what I've got here is a chart, and it has an overlay with the Canadian dollar commercial positions, okay, and the non-commercial positions. And commercials are in the market for business purposes, so they're hedging the market. Non-commercials are trying to take profit. They're trying to make money on the moves, so they tend to typically be trend followers and things like that. Now, we need to essentially, from a day-to-day, follow the non-commercials, right, because they're the ones that are trading. But when we see extremes being formed on the commercial side, it can signal a market top or bottom. Now, we had one of those signals recently. You can see here that the long contracts on the commercial side got to levels that we haven't seen since the 80s. So they were very, very long Canadian dollar. That started to unwind as the market started to move higher, and then we started to see those long contracts decrease. Now, price is coming back down into a key area. Now, CAD futures is just basically the opposite to dollar CAD, or if you want to look at it in terms of your dollar CAD price, and you just need to inverse the chart. So we can see that we're in that trading range, which I'm going to point out in a moment as well. And we're approaching this level of resistance again. And look, contracts from the commercials are starting to move higher again. So I'm looking for the opportunity for a reversal on the CAD futures, essentially looking to see if our commercial is going to get super long again. Is that going to cause the market to remain in this trading range? If we go over to the US CAD daily chart right now, we can see that the market is in its own little range within the overall trading range between that sort of 139 handle and the 132 handle. 136 was a very important point for price. When we broke that out, we talked about price coming into the 139, and if we breach 136, I expected some significant downside to dollar CAD prices. However, at the moment, CAD's super weak. We're seeing that across the board in terms of commodity currencies as well. Australian dollar being very weak, and the New Zealand dollar being very weak. So I don't expect this to change anytime soon. I'm expecting maybe the dollar CAD price to come up into this 139 handle. And then I want to see how price reacts. I want to see, do the commercials start to buy aggressively again as price goes higher? Because what does that mean? It means that the CAD is getting weaker, so they're hedging their positions. But it's going to come to a point where we might see a rejection at these weekly highs again. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. We're coming up into a very big area of resistance. Could this be the area where price starts to reverse from? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you soon.